Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Maximum Series Hulk. And if you watched my Maximum Series Spider-Man review, then you know that I'm going to go at this as fairly as I possibly can. If anybody took away from that Spider-Man review that I was biased, you weren't paying attention. This one is a similar situation, but it's fairly different because the Maximum Spider-Man was a brand new figure. They could come up with sayings like a whole new system of articulation, a brand new sculpt, all kinds of stuff like that, and it was kind of true, at least, in that it was a new figure. This one, on the other hand, is an upcharged, reused figure with some new parts. So, is it going to be a better figure or a worse figure for it? And how's the price going to work out? Well, we're going to figure it all out. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before I talk about the figure, I do want to talk about my package. And it's a good package. I have to say, I like their packaging. The one thing that bugs me is I feel like this should come down here. There's a whole lot of empty real estate right here. And this is a cool look. The comic panels, very cool, but you get to see almost none of it on the front. There's the side. There's the back. Which kind of looks like the front, but either way, it's a cool packaging. He's not... Hasbro just they don't care enough. His head's getting cut off a little bit on their own packaging, and then there's extra space down here. It's just, it doesn't matter. I couldn't care less about packaging because I throw it in the recycling bin, but I know a lot of people do care about packaging, and it's my job to show it to you, and they just don't care. Hasbro, that is, doesn't care. Alright, so here he is. This guy is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. By the way, I'll put a link in the description below. And if you want to get him, knock yourself out. But I'm going to tell you by the end if I think you should. And I'll tell you right now, I don't. Okay, so he stands about, let's say, 22.5 centimeters. That's gonna give him like an extra millimeter or two, but close enough. It's going to be about 8 3/4 inches. And if you think he looks familiar, it's because he's almost the same as this Hulk. And I think 7 others of this Hulk that use this body. And that's really where the main point of contention comes from. It's a $60 version of a figure that we already got. Mostly. There are updates. But as you can see, some of the things are not updated at all, and they most definitely should be for something like a Maximum series of figures. So, we'll bring that guy back in a minute, but let's just talk about the aesthetics on this guy first. Well, no, let's talk about it generally. $60, the original version of this Hulk body, came out at, I believe, $35. I think it was $35. This one came in a 2-pack, and he has that accessory, a couple other accessories too, but this is an accessory they already have. They've already made it. Does it work on this new body? I'm guessing it would work on it. Oh, look at that. It even looks nicer on this new body. So, that's something to consider. And this guy, I think he was in at $40 maybe, because this is the one that came with the Marvel Legends packaging, and he came with this accessory in addition to a bunch of other ones. Would it work on this guy? Let's just see. Yeah. Yeah, it would work on this guy. So we've got a couple Hulk things going on that they've already made that they didn't include in their Maximum line. Maybe they're saving it for the Ultimate line. They probably can't use Ultimate because it's a Marvel thing, but I guess they could, couldn't they? But it would be confusing. So anyway, this is a $60 version of a figure that already exists and doesn't come with things that they've already made. The only difference is, other than accessories, including the new heads, other than accessories, we have a new torso. This part right here, this part and this part. That's it, except for the toes. We have a toe hinge. They added new feet. So we got new feet and a torso for almost double the price of the Hulk when he first came out, and probably what he would cost if you bought a Hulk standard nowadays. Not secondhand, mind you. We'll get into the secondhand market thing in a minute. So, yeah, obviously it's way too expensive for a reused figure. Mostly because it's not that good. These elbows are terrible. So this is the aesthetic portion. We'll get into it. The elbows are incredibly ugly. It's a terrible design. He has very limited range, and it's just a really, really bad design all the way around. Doesn't look good, doesn't function well. He still has pins. I personally don't care about pins, but if you're making something as some kind of special line, and one of your key gimmicks for your brand is that you have pinless technology, that should go in your Maximum line. It didn't. They didn't bother. The legs are all reused, okay? So they didn't update the legs, they didn't update the arms, and they didn't update the hips. which we'll get into in the articulation section. Did they update the paint? No. No, they didn't do that either. Because if you look at this guy, or actually either of these two Hulks, they have the same paint job. The colors are different, but they have basically the same paint job. They have the same highlights across the chest and the biceps. They have them on the tops of the feet. Do they have them on the backs of the arms? Yeah, they have those too. Up here, back here. They have the same paint job for the greens. I mean, it's different colors, but it's the same quality of paint job. Except for the fact that this guy, hopefully it shows up. Greens and yellows are a real pain in the butt. Neon greens. You see that big harsh line right there? That paint job looks like crap. His forearm has a big line in it for the green. And it's on this side too, just not as bad. So the paint jobs are essentially the same quality, but actually worse. Did they have it too? No, this one's feathered nicely. Yep. What about this one? Let's check. Yeah, he's feathered also. So they effed up the paint job on this. Whoops. That wasn't really my fault. I mean, it was, but it's because I caught his squishy man boob. So the paint job sucks. Did they fix the paint job on the pants? No, the pants are shiny. So his purple pants are shiny, like full gloss. You see that. This one was pretty shiny too. This one wasn't as bad, but still shiny. But this guy is shiny as heck, or as the kids say these days, AF. Very shiny. So that looks like crap. What about the paints? Because this guy, I remember, like when we looked at this guy, we're like, oh cool, they painted the tatters on there. It looks kind of crappy, but it's there. And then, oh, they didn't continue it. So did they do better on this one? Because this is the maximum release. Surely they can spare like an eighth of an ounce of paint. They didn't even do it up here this time. These bastards will do anything to save money, guys. They hate you. They hate you. They do not care about their customers. And I don't care if it's the people at the top of the chain or at the bottom of the chain. Somewhere along the line, there's a serious problem with the Marvel Legends team. I don't know about other Marvel products, but the Marvel Legends team specifically, there's a problem. Maximum Hulk, $60 for reused parts. They couldn't finish the paint job down here, and then they did even less on the belt. Why are there people still defending this company? It's ridiculous. And like I said, maybe it's the company, maybe it's the Marvel team, maybe it's the Marvel Legends team. Somewhere along the line it's broken. I don't know. I can't tell you who's doing it, but somebody's doing it, and it doesn't really matter as the consumer. It only matters that there's a problem. Okay, so far, what's maximum about this? Just this. Okay, does the chest look better? It is a new sculpt. Yeah, because the old chest looked like crap, if you ask me. The pec shape is totally off, and he doesn't look great. This one does look better. I will give him that. The pecs are better sculpted, but still weird. We still don't see the clavicle, really, and this shape up here is wrong. This shape up here is wrong. The whole thing looks pretty weird, but it is better. We have a lot of gapping now, unless you bring the arms all the way back and kind of stretch it, but yeah, it doesn't even help. So you get the gapping now. So there's that. Aesthetically, it doesn't look better than the previous Hulks. I mean, this part does, but otherwise it doesn't. It looks exactly the same, if not worse. Okay, and then there's the other issue of the head not matching. The head's a different color than the rest of the body, so there's that. Did they do a good paint job on the head at least? Let's see. It's fine. Yeah, it's alright. They did some shading in the hair. The buzz cut on the side looks okay. It's fine. Nothing wrong with it. Not a Hulk head that I want, personally, and they didn't give you one. At least none that I like, and I guess most people don't disagree. But so far, yeah, it's not an Ultimate figure. It just has a new torso, which is like not half. Like some of the figures they release have new parts on a regular basis. So, yeah, so far we're not even close to being worth a $60 release. Not even a little bit. This guy at least had all new parts. This guy could easily say, it was easy to say he's the best Spider-Man that they've released. Still riddled with problems, and they've released a bunch of crap, but still, easy to say this guy, best one they've made. This one, you can't say it because it's mostly the same parts that were terrible. Some new parts, but then other problems. So you could argue it, but it's not easy to say it's the best. So I'm going to give the aesthetic rating for $60 a 5 out of 10. Glossy purple pants, lines in the shading, and then they didn't even finish the paint job. So yeah, not good looking. Okay, as far as the accessories go, we have 3 heads. The one with the kind of slick back parted hair, that one's done well enough, you already saw that. We have the giant teeth one with the weird ass paint job on the teeth. It looks like he's got braces on. That looks ridiculous. The hair is done nicely. I like the hair a bunch. The eyes are clean enough, but so, okay, well, we'll talk about that in a second. And then we have the other one that has like the big jaw that, I mean, I guess people like this, but look at it. It's not painted. They didn't paint the mouth. They didn't finish painting the mouth. It looks terrible, back by the uvula. They didn't paint it. And then his eyes are off, which is what I wanted to talk about. His hair's nice too, but if you look at both of these alternate heads, not the primary one, but maybe that one too, but the other two, his left eye is off center. It's shot off to the side on both of them. The hair going back one is worse, but they both look goofy as hell, so I can't use either of those. Then for hands, okay, so we have the 2 relaxed hands, sort of. We have the 2 fist hands, and we've got 2 new hands, the clapping hands. So we've got the clap hands, although they're not really in a clap position, are they? They're more like a, can I have some change, sir, hands. So that's weird, but whatever, you get those hands. So yeah, okay, so far, we've got an extra head because most of these came with 2 heads. This guy has 3, and most of them came with 4 hands. This guy has 6, so we have an extra 2 hands. And now we have the new accessories. We have the 2 swooshy effects, which are pretty cool. I like these. They're done pretty darn well. And they have a little bit of shading on them. I wish they didn't, but that's whatever. Nice clear plastic. Those are nice. I like those. We have the sonic boom thing for his clap. I guess why it's round like this. I guess you could use it for different things. Whatever. I thought it was really nice at first, but then I realized that they only painted one side. So it's kind of nice. The plastic is nice and transparent, and the sculpt is good, but having the paint only on one side does take a little bit away. So those are all new. Those are nice accessories. We don't have the abundance like Spider-Man did, which we'll get to in a second. And then we have this rocket, which it's not painted, so it looks like cheap crap. The tailfire is nice, which can be removed, by the way, and you can separate it to make it look like a torn up rocket. Okay, fine. Or missile. What's the difference between a rocket and a missile? I can't remember right now. Either way, it's cheap. It's cheap and crappy looking for a maximum release. Like, good idea. I like the idea. It's a good idea. You get the rocket, you get the broken one. Cool. Put a little bit of freaking paint on it. Try a little bit. It looks like a dollar store toy, honestly. So, yeah. Okay, so his accessories, they're fine. The head's not enough options because we don't have a standard Hulk head, which I'm sure they did on purpose. The effect part's good enough. The rocket, okay. The hands, okay. I'll go 8 out of 10. That's fine. They're good enough, but not having a proper Hulk head takes off a point. The rocket not being painted, that's like the primary accessory, I would say. Not good enough. The other ones are pretty good. Now, Spider-Man had too many accessories that you don't need at all. Which they justified the price with that. This guy has far fewer. And he's even more expensive and reuses parts. Nope. How does any of this make sense? I would love just one of the Hasbros to come over here and let me know in my comment section how I'm wrong. How is this guy justifiable at $60? If your only argument is secondhand pricing, let's talk about that for just a minute before we get into the articulation. You can't base it on secondhand pricing. That's never how retail pricing works. If you're going to do that as the customer, you might as well just bend over right now. You're never going to get a good value if you keep doing that and letting the company do that. Don't buy this because the other ones cost too much secondhand. If you can't buy this one secondhand, don't buy this one because it's just still cheaper than this, even if it's not a good value. Because you know what? They'll never give you a good value. But if nobody buys this for $60, I'll bet you the next Hulk they release is $35 again. Or even $40, whatever. Something like that, something reasonable. But if you start buying $60 Hulks that don't deserve the price point, you will never get a good Hulk at a good price again. Don't do that. It's for your own benefit to just exercise a little bit of self-control. You don't need a Hulk figure in your collection. You don't need a collection at all. Nobody does. These are luxury items, guys. Don't act like they are water and you're in a desert. That's when Hasbro can do whatever they want. Act like you don't need it because you don't. They do need your money. They will make sure they get your money if you force them to. Man. Okay, let's talk about the articulation because that's the selling point, really, isn't it? That he can freaking clap. These ones, they can't clap. They can do this, which is actually pretty cool. And honestly, I like it. I wish that he could do more, but having the arms be able to go back for Hulk, it does lead to some utility. I thought that was pretty cool. I think a lot of people like that. And I guess real quick before I go on, I will just mention these again to remind you guys, they already made these. They already included this, which is quite a substantial accessory, which I think is pretty cool. And they've already included this, which is, it cost them almost nothing, I'm sure, especially since they already made the molds. To not include that, screw them, is how I feel about that, since we're kind of talking about accessories still. All right, on to the articulation. I'll stop rambling. I'm tired of this company, so tired of it. Can the head move? Oh gosh. Can you even see where that is buried in there? Oh my goodness. It's so far down. Oh man. So like it moves a little bit, but the ball is so far down. Why would you need the head, the point of movement all the way down here? You wouldn't, you don't. That's the answer. That's incorrect. You shouldn't have it there. Gosh, and for interchangeable heads, it sure takes a lot of force. Is the head okay? Yeah, it's fine, but as their usual situation, they have screwed up the double ball pegs. It's very, very limited, alright? Okay, for the torso, we were wondering about the material when they first said it. They said it was going to be vinyl. Yeah, well that doesn't really mean anything. Like there's a million different types of vinyls. And PVC is polyvinyl chloride, so it could be PVC. I can't tell what exactly it is. It feels like the same material they use on like the Jada Ryu Gi for the soft parts there. There's no way to tell exactly what the material is, but it should hold paint just fine. I mean, it is right now. It shouldn't go bad. It shouldn't discolor. A lot of people are saying anything soft discolors. That's not true. It should be fine. It feels like a good material. It feels like they made the right choice. If you're going to go with this option, this feels like a fine plastic. I'm not too worried about it. Okay, in terms of durability and longevity. In terms of color matching, it's fine. It matches the abdomen just fine. You can see where there's no paint. That's fine. So don't worry about that. Let's get into the actual functionality. Is this any good? We already know we have extra gapping as a result, especially in the back here. But let's see. Can the arms go back like they used to? Alright, that's as far back as they go. So definitely not as far. They do go back, and it doesn't look too bad. It looks essentially the same as a butterfly joint, only less ugly because you don't have to cut up the chest for it, so I don't mind it. Let's do a quick comp right here. Yeah, see, it basically looks the same. I would argue the new one looks better, so they get some points there. That looks a little bit better. Less range, to be clear, and it does push this back so that you can just totally do that, but it does technically function. All right, can it go forward like it's supposed to clap? Let's swap out the hands to make it fair. Actually, let's do this to make it even easier. We're going to do it without the hands first. So does the ratchet work? I've seen some people say, no, he still can't even clap, but that's not true. He can. You can definitely bring the arms together. Are they together enough? Well, you can argue about that, but if you put the new hands on him, which, like I said, still aren't technically clapping hands given the shape of the palm, but whatever. It's Hasbro. Yes, he can clap. And if they don't go together perfectly like that, you have to bring them down like this, mush them, and then line them up. And you can get them to touch, okay? So he can do it. That's fine. Does it look particularly good if you look at the chest? No, not at all. It seems to me that they didn't put any effort in getting it to flex where it should to make the muscles look good. It looks like they just said, it's soft, it'll flex. But then you have this, which doesn't look very good. So, I mean, it looks like a butterfly joint, but not a good one. And so, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? I don't think it looks good. Is it worth it to have the clap? I guess, if you really wanted the clap, but you lose some other utility in the arms. So, you guys let me know how you feel about that. I think for the most part, though, they have achieved what they were trying to achieve with the soft body. I don't hate the soft body. I never said I did. I don't know that I would bother doing it for Hulk being able to clap, personally. I think Hulk being able to clap is a good thing, but if the only way they could do it is to raise the price to $60, I don't think it's worth it. It does work well enough. I'll give him that. Now, does he have new shoulders? I think he might. Yeah, it looks like his shoulders are new too, so not just the torso and the feet. But he still can't raise his arms. With all of that, he still can't raise his arms, and they do rotate like normal, so that's fine. But we have the bicep swivel, that's fine. We have the elbow swivel, that's fine. Still have the single jointed elbow, like I said before, ugly, limited range. The wrists all have a swivel and a hinge. They're pretty loose, so there's that. How's the diaphragm joint work on this guy? That's as far back as it goes, so he's pretty limited for no real reason, and pretty gappy. That's the thing, like, okay, if you're gonna make it a soft torso, make it touch. It's soft, it can touch just fine. There's no reason for it to not be touching. He can't lean forward either, and he's really gappy. Can he lean to the side? A little bit, but still pretty gappy. Bring this down another couple of millimeters. This soft upper should be hugging this piece the whole time. You know what? Let me show you this $25 figure. Now, it's not exactly the same thing, but this is soft, and look at the range. This piece is soft, these are both hard PVC. It does whatever you want it to. He's a rounder shape, but you don't have to have the giant gaps, is my point. No problem at all with that. Now, with this guy, he's not very round, so it's harder, but that's also on Hasbro, because they could give Hulk some thickness front to back. They could bring in his hips just a little bit, his obliques, give him a little thickness, he's rounder, it's easier to articulate, and it would be fine. But no, they didn't do that, and they didn't get rid of the gaps, and they didn't put any real effort into the torso working. It's just good enough. If you like waist twists that are ugly, this guy has one. That's just not maximum. That is not maximum, if you ask me. For the hips, did they fix them? No. Can he raise his legs? No. No, it's a garbage figure. It wasn't good before. These problems existed before. It was acceptable because he was at a regular enough price point. This is a $60 Hasbro garbage pile, and he's still loose and floppy. Like, this Hulk was known for not being able to stand well and not have good range in the hips, and they didn't fix any of the things he was known for having a problem with. They only cared about this and the toes, which is like, who gives a shit about the toes if you can't move his legs? Okay, he's got a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, alright, 90 degrees. I mean, just better than, but still 90-ish. Bringing the legs back, the feet go back all the way. They go forward, maybe a little bit farther, so that's fine. Ankle rocker is fine. But then you have a big ugly toe hinge, which people like toe hinges, I guess. It's fine, it's a little soft. It's the way I've been saying to do it, so that's nice. It's nice and flush down here, but what are you really going to do with that toe hinge when he can't pose? Like, his legs don't do anything. So yeah, there's a few poses where I guess you might want to use the toe hinge, but his lower body is still garbage. Real bad. His arms are still garbage. His torso works better in some ways and worse in others. Articulation on this guy, I don't know. I mean, let's say I give him a bonus point for being able to clap. Well, he can't go back anymore. His arms can't lean back, really. He still has terrible elbows, terrible hips. 7, I guess. For a Hulk, a 7 seems fair. It's a C. He gets a C for articulation. His torso should work, and it doesn't. So, there's that. Okay, time for the final verdict. Is this the best Hulk they've ever made? I guess you could argue it. Is it the best value? Not even freaking close. Not even a little bit close. So, they shot themselves in the foot. They made the Spider-Man, like I said, new sculpt and things. Best Spider-Man they made. Still problematic, but still the best. So easy enough argument to make for the higher price point. This, nah, I'm not paying $60. I mean, other than to review it. No way is paying $60 a good idea. And if I wasn't reviewing it, I would not have this right now. No way is it worth $60 to be able to clap his hands. Not even close. And to not have a Hulk head that works? No. Nope. Nope. To not even include this. To not do anything to justify the price point, other than being able to clap his freaking hands. A couple of nice accessories, that's not $60. Stop trying to use accessories to justify the price point, guys. Accessories cost next to nothing. These ones are kind of big, so slightly less next to nothing, but still not that much. So, time for the final verdict on this guy. Is he worth $60? Not even close. I'll give you 2 verdicts. If you don't care about the price, if you just want a Hulk figure, is this one worth having? The rating completely independent of the money. I would give this one still a 7. I would give him a 7. It's fine. He doesn't have a good Hulk head if you just want a classic Hulk head, and he has more than enough problems. He still sucks from the waist down. He still has shiny purple pants. Still has crappy arms. All kinds of problems. So 7 is generous for not counting the money. If we're going to count the money, this guy gets a final rating of 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. The legs not working. The hips being terrible. The elbows. Like, it's just bad. It's like so much bad that it doesn't at all get made up for by having the ability to clap. That's one pose, Hasbro. You focused on the wrong thing. That's not enough. People don't need the clap if the arms are good, if the hips are good, if the ankles are good, if the toes work. If he has a good Hulk head, nobody's going to care about the clap. Like, yeah, that would be nice. But this one can clap and nobody wants it. I mean, that's my guess. Other than the people who are saying, well, I can't get this one. I can't get this one at a good price, so I need to get another one. All right. Well, I can't force people to think a different way. And if they're going to keep thinking that way, we're going to keep getting bad products. So you guys let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. But that was a long video, and I am done. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day, and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.